hard breach and take along a hard breach gadget for hatches, for example. And there's things like Ace on side that you know is going to get picked up. Like, we were thinking about this earlier on, we saw a team bring along 3 hard breachers. Ace isn't really a support player like by any convention now, it's more that it's actually an entry.
So expecting big things out of him here. He's a player that Knights can try to work in behind. He's going to get you those openers. Crit just taking a bit of damage as well, face to face with the Monty now. Surely his time is limited. Indeed it is. BLK once again in with the double kill, giving Knights a big advantage on this attack. I tell you what, they are not messing about at this point, but Dark, he manages to shut down one. If he finds that second shot, maybe things are a little bit different, but BG Man, he can find it, takes out BLK, leaves us in a 2 versus 3.
Dark had a few big rounds earlier against G2, to be fair, is actually what got Fury on the board, and at least 2 of them themselves. So keep an eye out for him. I think he'll probably be one of the key players in this matchup, even though he's running well with the UMP. I mean, we all know what Canadians said about that gun, so you can't really write it off. But 3 versus 2, shield still online, nade still to play with, flashes in back pocket, tracks still to deploy. There's just so much to bring on this map, and I think when you're thinking about Border, actually, in the current meta we're in, where Gridlock is in because she now has frags and she's got so many tracks to play with, and alongside an air jab, like the air jabs of Nomad, it's going to be horrific to try and get flanks off on this, but that's exactly what they've done, Tim. BG Man has managed to get into a good spot and bring things down to a 2v2, but they are still against the Monty.
Yeah, Diffuser goes down as well, so Knights really have everything in hand. Something that we saw against Dark Zero was them not winning rounds that maybe they should have done sometimes, so I want to see them do this differently here against Fury. You've got it down, you've got your shieldy boy stood in front of it, you've got to lock this round out. 15 seconds left. If Fury want to have the time to be able to do anything about this, they'll lose one. It's getting more and more difficult. It's all up to the Warden. BG Man's doing everything he can. Out goes the nade, but no, there comes the final.
And be a bit more mobile to challenge into the attackers as they come running forwards. It does mean that Dark has got a lot of safety here to be able to play in and around this area easily, but from below, Tuku's there, and again, right idea, but the execution simply is not right. How has Tuku hit that second shot as well? Gets one more for himself onto BG Man. Crit finally gets the trade out, but the damage has been done.
Critcher just didn't know where that next bit of pressure was coming from. He thought it could be a couple of directions. BLK just nearly misses that opportunity. Always worth mentioning, obviously, you know, we're watching in a set resolution with, you know, certain field of view. That's not always the same for the players. So when we see things like that, it may well be that it's not as clear. Rounds, they've looked very good, but everything kind of has gone their way. You know, the question is, can they get it done when they start facing that adversity, facing those obstacles? For the time being, Tom, he's just giving it a little jiggle peek. It's not going to matter. There's no jiggle enough to keep him alive there as BG Man shuts him down, but BLK is on hand for the trade. 4 versus 3. Knights keeping themselves in this one, but not really making progress in towards site. They don't have much map control. This is going to be a tough one from here.
Well, here we go. Candela comes in as well. That'll be a couple of white screens, but not the one inside a fountain that Atlas is rounding onto. Just so close every time. A few pixels between them. I9 finding one more, but BLK is on the march. He could tear them apart here if they don't know, but they do know. Only one left. It is going to be a first round win for Fury. 4 players on the east side of the map as well, but they've got to come up against this trifecta of chaos that are ready to deal with them.
Like always, is just going to be sitting in the showers for the time being as the mute. Look at that, absolutely free. And that is something that we saw of Knights earlier. I'll touch on it a little bit more, possibly further, but they've got 1 drone left, Des, and playing without information was something that they fell foul of against Dark Zero. Tom does manage to find himself stood in the middle of site, though, and I don't think that Fury were aware of that. Does manage to do some damage. All of a sudden, we've got a shift here. We've got a swing in manpower. It's 3 versus 2, but I9 playing up above on the Solis. He could be a real deciding factor if Tuku isn't able to deal with him.
They needed bathroom control for him to be able to recover the diffuser that's just inside the office window. So sure, you've got some form of site control here, but you've still got Crit to deal with, who's sat lurking in the shadows of the servers. What a shot onto Gyarados! That's amazing! 1 more left. It's into a 1v1. Tuku coming up against Crit. What a round this has been. So back and forth, but the clock, sadly, working against Tuku here. He's got to try and find his man. Zero idea where he is. No diffuser, no time, no hope of taking this round. Unless, no, nearly found his man.
I know Warden's not being played here, but you know, as Warden has been played more and more, I think it's more difficult to build that gadget into, you know, many executes. Tuku is going to be down side, but how about that? BLK is there not only for the kill, but could pick his man up as well. What great cover coming in from the Ying.
just wants to drop off there so they don't get run out on as soon as the res tries to come through. I mean,
that's great from Knights.
I think that's great, but also a bit of
I feel like the Knights have won rounds quickly and aggressively, but where they've had to think and pick apart the defense as the round's gone on, they've struggled more. So within the first 2 minutes, Diffuser going down, it looks good for them. BLK will be taken out along the way, but it takes the eye off the ball, and Atlas gets that Diffuser down. 4 versus 4 now. They've got a setup outside. They're looking pretty good here, playing in and around those sense gadgets as well. Couple of kills come in. This is almost done for Knights. BG Man starts fighting back, gets 1 of 4 that he's going to need, but the clock is ticking down. He's up against it now. Not going to be easy from here.
Nah, in the spot where he's got just fine one through the soft wall, but gets finished off at the very end. And give a little bit of threat onto the other side, but I9 is lurking. They've clearly missed this one, so he hasn't been droned out.
Crit just looking like he got up in the middle of the night there, just groping around trying to find that hatch, but couldn't get himself down. Dark does manage to take out BLK, but cannot find himself a second. I9 looking to get involved as well, finds one nearly inside of Archives, then nearly finds one inside of Armory. He's doing a great job of just locking down this top floor, and it's going to be something that Knights need to clear out. We're into that final minute that I spoke about, Des, and that's where you feel like Fury have been the strongest so far.
It's such a killer, really, because I9's been in a couple of positions this game where he could have had a freebie or two, but that's the third time I've seen him miss what feels like a really easy kill to get. Yeah, that A should be dead to rights. The man's basically stationary. He's whiffed it a little bit, and sure, he's wasting time, but they can start looking in towards the side. Tuku almost having his head taken clean off his shoulders, but somehow is still standing. Lycolis rotating away, has been dropped onto the other side. Down he goes, and just like that, they've got the control that they need. There's still 2 left. The castle comes raining on in. They've got to get him down, Tim. There's only 5 seconds left to play. Goes to try and find one. It's a 3 versus 1. Plant is going down, and BG Man finds what he needs. Finds the man with the diffuser. They take the round win.
Operator selection.
Here's this like classic slow start that I mentioned from Fury. You know, half the round's gone, and they're only just starting to get things opened up. They're only just starting to really make a push in. Sometimes, though, that one push in can be enough, and it's I9 getting rid of the dark outside of CC. That's one of the big key anchors that you need removed, really, and should open up a lot of control on this top side of the map as they start thinking about the site.
It just gives them that beachhead to work in from I9, as you say, going well now, really starting to wake up. Tuku does shut down Dark. I suggested on the alibi he needed to be finding them kills, and he is going to get the first. Might need some more though, but he wasn't going to find them as Lycolis manages to take him down with a headshot. Tom peeks around, finds one from Fountain, just brings it back a little bit. 2 versus 3 now, playing the shotgun on the tight angles. Can he find himself another? No, not quite within range. J finds one elsewhere, but 1 versus 2, he's fighting hard, but shut down in sandwich.
But you just saw it there. For Knights, they've got a player playing on 90, supporting inside of that room as and when required. So it's not just the one player. Great run out coming on through, and Tom's going to get that one for free.
Yeah, it just goes to show the power of Solis there. You can go out there confidently with information for yourself, knowing exactly where those shots need to go. BG Man does manage to close down Jerry with a headshot, leaving the Frost off the board. Tuku, as you say, just keeping himself off the radar upstairs. He's locked into a little corner, and he's just going to wait for his moment. This is really well played by Knights, really patient.
Getting into West Main takes away so much of that top floor control. Sees his man with the gun at least on the one side. Will finally get rid of Tom. He's such a rat to deal with. Yeah, this is the problem. And this is what I meant. Tuku springs into action, goes across the gap almost, and just finds 2 up on that top floor. The fact that he was ignored inside of CC, they had this control earlier on, but he's managed to get himself into a great spot, probably. I9 really's got to get himself involved in this game as well. Has missed a couple of real freebies. It's Dark's turn to miss out on the freebie this time round at long range. Not managing to collect the Azami, playing inside of CC.
Just a reminder of the stakes on this game. The loser will go home. This is an elimination match, which is why it's best of 3 versus 2. There's a couple of kills coming quickly for Knights. Tuku does find himself down though. 2 versus 1 effectively now, as Fury find themselves a little bit of an advantage. 1 minute 15 left on the clock, Des. They've plenty of time, but what can the Azami do here? Just creeping into CCTV. I'm not sure that they're aware the diffuser's going down, and for the time being, Crit J is on the cover. Nade comes in. I think they know exactly where Jerry is. He's trying to push his way around, but no, Crit J with a pistol takes him down. That decision is the Scarper.
Yeah, I think really he's here for information, right? Wants to keep himself alive here. Doesn't want to do anything stupid by hanging around too long and trying to scan that 4th player that he hasn't yet found. I mean, saying that, it's like Olis to blitz in and already remove 2 players incredibly quickly. Not a dream position to be in if you're Knights here, knowing that again you are down 4 to 5, that you've now lost 2 players, looking pretty miserable. And you can see that line of destruction that the round gadget has left through that soft flooring.
Yeah, we're going to have Dark just holding that long angle down in towards side. Tom just runs right on into I9. As you say, absolutely free. It just doesn't feel like Knights really know where this pressure is coming from, where the next fight is going to be finding them. Atlas is going to take down I9 there, gives them something to work with, I guess, but not much of a foundation as Dark is there. CritJ gets the last. That's going to be round Fury.
Keeping him alive until you get towards a critical location where you want to make use of him. But come on, man. Like, it's a one speed. Like, you should hear this guy from a mile away. At least BLK gets one back, but Tim, they're already in and planting. Okay. C4, alley-oop, but the Monty blocks it, so who cares?
Well played.
GG.
Well played. That's going to be the diffuser down. Monty stood in front of it, as you've said, Des. This really should be Fury's now. BLK, however, manages to pick up BG. Man, he's been a little bit quiet over the last few rounds compared to how he has been throughout the game so far. But maybe he can save his biggest moment for last. 2 versus 3 now. Atlas managing to get the last of those kills. There's the jump out. They're going to get it done somehow. Knights managed to turn it around. We thought it was looking like it was over there, Des. They got the diffuser down, but no, Knights, they fight tooth and nail to get that one done, and still no team can lock down 3 rounds in a row. Could maybe escape with some quick movement. Nade comes in, and I think they were thinking they might just get the kill onto Tuku there, but no, his swift feet had been able to get him out of dodge. BLK comes around. He's going to be able to make his way back to site by the looks of things, potentially. He's just trying to support Tom for the time being, but he does the job, manages to flip over to the pistol, gets the kill. Atlas manages to find one as well. 4 versus 3, Knights are holding on.
35 seconds to go as well, yeah. Still freestanding into the 4 on the side of Knights, but Garadeus dangerously low at this point. Dark stepping up as the hero, finds one. A second with a well-timed nade. They might have just done enough here, Tim, to drag it away despite Knights being 4v3 a couple of seconds ago. It's down to a 2 versus 2. Every opportunity for either side to walk away with this one. Dark whiffing a few shots onto Tom's feet. He dances around, BG into one more. It's all down to Tom. He's been the great disruptor, but he can't do it. BG nets the 3K. Ying, obviously we saw it allowed through in the last map as well, but I've seen it banned a good few times today too. You know, just one of those operators that you do not want to be dealing with. It's going to be a bandit ban coming out from Knights. That is an interesting one. I imagine that's more to make sure things like
scraper as well, so it just gives you this really good early warning system as to where the push is coming from.
Listen, Tom, I told you, the man wants to be a little rat, but it feels like Fury is starting to catch on to him. A few rat traps being laid out and snapped shut onto Tom as he tries to make something magical happen. Still good opening kill to come through. Like Colis now looking for one at long range, but gets found out by Garadeus. Off towards the long side on that Azami. We'll find one back, 4 and 4.
Yeah, I think Lycol is just getting a little bit overexcited there, looking for one of those, pixel perfect headshots from across the map. Doesn't find it. It's 4-4. Not the end of the world. You've taken out the Solus. That's always going to be a big loss for the defenders. I9 manages to get in and find a nice nade onto Tuku as well. That's going to be the Fenrir down, so they're stuck with any dread mines activated as they are. There's going to be no change in those things over. CritJ nearly has an opportunity into Drum as well. Atlas.
Oh
no, he's going to get himself a freebie, but they know where he is now.
I mean, he got caught under the KB and he was already sat there like, someone's going to push me. Someone has to push me. Then he goes charging as a 1-speed and he's got away with not quite 2 kills. Juice back up, Dark is back on side here, but a lot of damage being done, and that would have been potentially one of those big misslips. The kind of thing that was costing Fury against G2 earlier, just not being thorough enough in their drone game. I know it's hard against the Solus, but that almost caught them off guard.
I actually love that from Atlas. I kind of feel bad for him that didn't work out. I love it when players react to something like a flashbang coming in. He's got the shotgun, so I'm just going to step out and I'm going to take this engagement here. BLK's done a great job from inside of sight, leaving it effectively 1 versus 2 now. Dark's only got 20 health as well. The challenge comes in. It's BLK with a triple to close out. Get the job done eventually, but they've wasted a lot of time and manpower in doing so. So 1 minute 15 left on the clock. We're going to have a kill picked up onto BG man as well. Dark trying to challenge. Knows that the Solus is there. Still Tuku's fighting. Still hasn't been taken down. Atlas finds I9. This is all going in the direction of Knights. It could well end up being a flawless round as Lycolis moves up those black stairs, and flawless it will be. For the time being, he's going to take another peek if given the opportunity.
If he can get across quickly enough, he can get into a really good spot to do some work. And look, he's all by himself up here as well. Nearly half the round is gone. And elsewhere, Knights are just picking up kills and disrupting things all over the shop, it feels like, as well. They're still being pushed outside here, this top side of Shrine balcony. They get rid of Tuku, but they're still being held back, Tim.
This is the thing, like, it just seems Fury are throwing Selma charges onto meeting wall. They know that Tuku's in there. They've been battling with him for a minute. Obviously, he's going to shoot him off the wall. So you've just got to ask those questions, really. Crit J doing a little bit of damage to the leg of one there, but a couple of kills raining. It's still going to be Knights with the advantage. 3 versus 2, 3 versus 1. As Tom manages to find himself a double, it's all up to Crit J. He's on the line. He's moving across that top floor, still shut down by Tom, who manages to find himself a triple.
Well, for a second I thought Crit J might try and cook one, but nope. Keeping himself safe, and now you've got BLK up nice and close.
I don't think they know about him.
Just this layered defense constantly coming on and on is just causing such a headache for the attacking side, who again don't feel 100% confident with dealing with what's been thrown at them. They're pushing aggressively, they find one. It's a second. I9 taking charge of the round on the march on forward, but here comes Tuku with Tom below with a C4. They're back on site, but Tim, they've got some tools to work with here. 2 C4s and a couple of impacts.
Yeah, they're just going to work to play for that denial underneath. That's not going to make life any easier for them, though. That is sight given over now. There's an opportunity for Fury to get that plant down, but they're just going to try and play off this information. The Solus is going to feed it into the Cade. He can use the Nitro. They've got the impact nades as well, but they need to find where that diffuser goes down when it does. The Nitro has been pulled early. They're just going to have to wait. They don't get the kill that they would have been looking for. They're just concerned about this Solus. They don't want to put the diffuser down with them underneath.
Got to get themselves into a high spot, and they're not doing that at all. They're forces the bait out, and they chase him down as well. Tuku's gone. Tom's all alone. Can he get anything? Goes for the man, but I9's there. A massive 3K in the round for him. They've done well, I think, to keep 9 drones alive in this round. You've seen there the difference of no Solus and what it's doing for the team's information game.
Gonna have Dark going in there now, looking to move up black stairs. Surely they know that he's coming. Not a clue. Like always manages to get one. Dark finds Tom looking for a second. Tuku shuts down like always in a late trade, and we're in a 3 versus 3 somehow. An absolute bloodbath in the middle of the round there, and it's all just the dust settling now as Knights, they've locked themselves into their angles. They're not wanting to overextend or take on any other peaks here. They know that they don't want to lose any more manpower, and it's up to Fury to step back, foot off the gas, and just try and send the drones in, the Iana clones, and just try and get what information they can. Shots will land onto the smoke of Atlas, but the Toxic Babe is successfully deployed.
Number of tracks around, man. I mean, Dart was a real Hail Mary player there. They know that he's sat inside a goal, but they need the wrong spot. They go too shallow, and they aren't going to find their man. This is a golden opportunity now for Knights to take this one away. There's no more frags on side. There's only 2 left for the attackers, and they are hidden well behind those hard walls. No ability to spray through. Crit J's got to work some magic here coming up main stairs.
I feel like that missed nade onto gold bars isn't really forgivable. You should know exactly where that spot is. Crit J is just going to be working from drum stairs, trying to find anybody he can. He knows there's one inside of there. He has to try and push forward. Potentially gets one close. Can he find a second? 2 versus 2. 20 seconds.
Just the one more to go in from drum as well. That's really the real challenge. They don't know where the warden is. They find him out. It's the one left standing as well. They know that he was on drum and they're holding the angle. Yes, they are. Almost finds his shot, but the rounding comes out. I9 again with the closing.
Have a little quick check, because I remember last time Master on Skyscraper was...
Do some basic maths, are we, medics? What's going on there?
Master on Skyscraper was the site last time. I'm pretty sure that, you know, was the difficult one to get. It was the one that we were all waiting for, and we're actually seeing it here and now. So nice and early, 3 versus 3, as we've got a couple of kills coming in to kick things off. A little bit of vertical play coming in from Tommy. Sees the man below, but can't find it. BG Man does manage to find Tuku. Advantage Fury. They could well come away with an even half. They've got diffuser in hand, but how about that? Beautiful headshot as they try to push themselves a little bit deeper into sight, but Jerry's going to have it all to do. He's 1 versus 2 as BG Man takes down Tom. Is there an opportunity for R9 to get this diffuser down?
He doesn't have every site plied, by the way. But R9's in and making an impression once again. Last time around it was killing. This time around it's planting. Garadair's with it all to do, and he's staring at a blitz. Not going to be a nice spot to be in. BG Man is getting himself upstairs as well, which makes this even worse with the spray from the SMG coming on through. They know exactly what's going on, and I9 is the one tucked in, behind the bomb chassis as Garadair goes down the long route. Almost manages to find one for himself, I think, there for a second. In fact, no, it was BG Man going down, at least a tickle. They've got that vertical control. He knows this one looks pretty done and dusted, Tim.
Yeah, I think so. He's just ranging around now, trying to see what he can find. He's had a good couple of spray downs here. Might get his man, but no, switching to the shotgun.
Here as easy as it was back on border, which generally is quite a gunfight heavy map anyway.
Ash here, BLK just looking to use that breach that's been opened up. See if he can find an angle through onto Dark on the Legion. He's just going to keep himself hidden away behind that door frame for the time being. I9, who else? He picked up his man, and that gives us an advantage here. 5 versus 4. Fury are looking good as Dark manages to take out BLK. Tuku finds I9 in a late trade. 4 versus 3. 45 seconds left to go, and you just feel like Knights. They're grasping here, Des. They've not really got themselves established. How do they execute from here? How do they think about putting the diffuser down? They just don't have the control that they need.
I mean, the madness here I'll talk about in a second once this round possibly concludes. It's like Lycolis and Dark, they double team up to bring down 2. Atlas, the only one left standing. And I'll take the time to talk about it now. When it was still a 5 versus 5, there were only 3 drones left alive for Knights. Only one of those was out on the field. Everything else just came down to blind 1v1s, and you saw the result of that in a couple of those gunfights. They were just running in blind, not sure if there were frost mats waiting for them. Everything just stung them. They lost out on gunfights. And so for me, if you're using, nearly all of your drones to start out a round,
whilst they're going in and taking that ground and using those nades, I don't want to be critical of that. They've done a good job of doing that. But 2 minutes have gone and they've not really achieved anything with it. Dark manages to get a beautiful kill onto Tuku there. They've even kept the wall open. VIP wall is still closed. Dark gets another onto BLK. Dark's doing everything right now.
The man's just a machine. He just knows what to do and when, and he seems to be spinning on a dime, doing absolutely everything in this round. They just found out the finish there. Not quite, no. It's Crit and I9. I9 into a second as well. A flawless round for Fury. They are flying. So far, Knights haven't really done enough.
Critj's got a great long angle here from up above that he can potentially prevent anybody moving through that breach, but he's just sort of dancing left and right to try and make sure he catches anybody, but time is going to be a factor once again. 10 seconds left to go. They're going to have to rush in, but a beautiful kill on the reverse angle. That could be a key though. 2 versus 3, 1 versus 2. The kills just raining everywhere. Diffuser is in hand. There is an opportunity to put it down. 1 kill needs to be found by Lycolis, but I don't think he's going to have the opportunity. He tries to get the Nitro, finds the headshot. Can he find the second? He knows where the man is. He's thinking about that Nitro. Cannot find his shots.
What is going on? No, he got him, Lycolis. What a beast. What a beast. The Knights can't buy around right now.
Knights have got to feel hard done to there. They managed to get in and get the diffuser down, but like always says, not today. Even after a little bit of a jump out, yeah, I'll give that a try. Why not? And you just feel a little bit more freedom from it. I9 might well find himself dead if he's not careful here. Nade comes in, won't find him. He really is cornered though. BG Man manages to find 1. 5 versus 4. I9. It was only a matter of time, surely. Keeps himself alive in the corner. Surely BG Man can't save him, can he?
I mean, at least prolonged his life, but now BG Man's hit the deck as well. So not losing out of these longer range fights. Impacts himself like Lycolis after that heroic play in the previous round. It's basically a 3 versus 3 here with those 2 currently on their backsides and likely not getting res anytime soon.
BLK is going to offer the juice from the nano box there, but as they try to push forward, Lycolis does the job again. 2v2, BG Man down, as you say. 1v1 as Dark manages to find it. Does he take the opportunity? I don't know where 2Q is. He's not going to be able to as he finishes off the kill. It's all up to this final gunfight.
The pings are coming on through as well. They've got that bulletproof cam, and 2Q wins out the 1v2.
Yeah, but look at the aggression straight back onto the stairs. He wants to be there, ready to take that fight.
Well, they know there's only so many nades that they can toss at them here, and sure enough, nades are only down to 1 in number for the side of the attackers. BLK onto I9, who was already down to about 20 HP, was on the main stairs. It's Crit to get one back, though, traded out immediately. Love that kind of bit of team play. In comes the Blitz as well, charging in, flashed out. Tuku behind him, gets plant down at the back of it, and now Diffuser's going down. March on 4s, Tuku into yet another. It's all down to Crit, finds 1. It's got to be an ace and everything. He manages to find 4, but through the wall, Atlas gets his man. Could have been one hell of a highlight reel for Crit, but Knights stay in. A fair whack, having to burn through these Goyo canisters. They're going to be forced to panic, I think, in the dire moments of the round.
Potentially. Dark is going to drop back. Look at that aggression. Manages to get back inside. Atlas taking an absolute ton of damage as well. Just wasn't ready for that jump out, I don't think. First kill comes in though. It is going to be a BLK onto I9. That starts clearing out VIP. Dark is still in position to hold them back. He just misses his opportunity there behind the computer monitor, but is still in a position to fight.
In a spot to do damage. No one's coming in through the VIP wall, but I think that's what he was starting to get scared of. Dart finds one back, spins on a dime, can't find a second. It's BLK into the second of the round. What a game he's really starting to warm into here. Working their way up through house. That's full VIP control established. 2 players left on site, make it 3, sorry, as it's BG that gets one back. They've got the mirror window to play in behind here as well, I believe, at the same time. Still a lot of dancing to do, but only 15 seconds on the clock.
This could go absolutely either way, Des Tom. He's going to try to take out that barbed wire, signals his presence. Nitro goes out, won't do any damage like always, leaves himself exposed, can't find any kill. It's 1v1. It's BG, man, Des.